where we have the PRO of Nigerian Cricket Federation, Musa, who is waiting for us to tell us, because tomorrow the under-19 women cricket is traveling to Botswana for the World Cup qualifiers. How long have been the preparation, Musa?
Thank you very much, Shitu. What we have tried to do with our under-19 girls is give them a lot of practice in camp before they go for this tournament. This is the first time ICC is having an under-19 girls competition, a World Cup for under-19. And so it means every country in the world, in Africa, is preparing just the way Nigeria is preparing. But what has helped us is that in selecting our players, we have a very robust under-17 national championship here in Nigeria, where girls from secondary schools are usually part of. And it accommodates about 31 states of the federation to bring girls' team together. And the best 18 have been selected before now as a feeder team to the senior team. So it came in handy for us now that we have to prepare for the under-19. And there have been structured camps across the country. We had a camp in Kwara State, where one of the coach resides. We had another camp in Anambra State, in Afikpo, where another coach resides. And the third camp was in Benin, where the third coach is residing, because we have a senior coach and 2 assistant coaches. And eventually, in 3 weeks to this tournament, they all converged in Benin to try and put finishing touches to preparation ahead of this tournament.
Definitely, the preparation is high right now. 8 teams, 1 slot for Africa. How possible is it for the Nigerian under-19 cricket girls to qualify from that group?
Like I said, the good thing is everybody is attempting these qualification slots for the first time. So there are no favorites and there are no underdogs, because most teams usually concentrate on senior women's cricket. But Nigeria at this point, because of we already have some junior girls who are already playing in the senior team that have senior team experience. So we are quite optimistic on the fact that we have players who have senior team experience that have played for the national team. We are quite optimistic because of the level of work that has been put into this team. And to be honest, this is one of the most talented group of girls that Nigeria has been able to put together in terms of skill, athleticism, and everything. So we are quite optimistic that we can go into this tournament and use the inspiration from the boys from the 2019 qualification for the World Cup, use the inspiration for these boys, go into this team, into this tournament and qualify. So we look at all the indices put together, we find out that relatively Nigeria stands a very good chance, because when this under-19 was announced, super countries like Uganda and Kenya and Tanzania, they didn't have a junior team, so they had to start from scratch. But we already have a system that is running for us because of our grassroots preparation. And we can look at that and say, okay, Nigeria has a shot at this, and we'll give as much as we can in every game to make sure that we qualify.
Yeah, well said. But can we have the same success story like the under-19 that qualified for the World Cup for the first time? That was our first ever World Cup. Can we have the same success story, or how similar is this with the story of the under-19 boys that qualified for the first ever World Cup, Cricket World Cup from Nigeria in South Africa? The World Cup also here is going to be in South Africa. Is there similarity in the success story, and can this be achieved?
For the under-19, the pathway to qualification was longer. They played in Division 2 and they won Division 2. They went for a lot of international tours before Division 1, and they went for Division 1 and they qualified. So the pathway for the under-19 was like 2 years. But for these girls, there are no pathways. This is just the qualification directly to the World Cup. So everybody will have to rely on the level of preparation from home. And during the under-19 time, Nigeria didn't have the kind of facilities the girls are practicing on now. We have developed our facilities in terms of the tough wickets we have. So yes, we can look at the process put into the boys and fine tune it for the girls to ensure that they qualify for this tournament. Like I said, they have the best hands when it comes to coaches. They have the best Nigeria Cricket Federation board who is backing them 100%. So it means they will not lack anything. And like they have, some of them have first team experience. They've gone for international tournaments before and they know what it's like. So they're not going to have stage fright. So Shitu, we want to believe that we can have a similar story like the guys did in 2019 that they qualified for the World Cup. Our girls also can do that.
Interesting said. The part of the federation, you've mentioned it in all what you've said so far. They'll be traveling and tell us, hope it will not be, in terms of welfare, how good has it been? Because we know, I'm not comparing, but we know what happened to the under Falconet of the football, that we saw them sleeping at the airport in Turkey. And this is the equivalent of the under 19 for cricket. Tell us in terms of welfare, what the Uyi Akpata-led federation have put in place.
The first thing the Uyi Akpata Federation has put in place is structure. Structure that runs naturally because everything has been put in place. The right people are in the right places, square pegs in square holes. And I can tell you this for sure, and it's a testimony from the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport, that cricket is the best organized sports in Nigeria. When it comes to organization, cricket is the best organized sport. If you find that there's never been a negative news or negative talk around cricket when it comes to organization and planning, because we have the best hands who are handling this. So I can assure you that our girls are not going to be stranded. They will not be sleeping in the airport because all the itineraries have been put in place to make sure that they have a wonderful tournament. When it comes to allowances, like it is already a structure of what each player is supposed to get at what time. And those monies have been put in place already to make sure that the players are not thinking of welfare. All they have to do is to concentrate in the sport. And that is not just for the girls team. It cuts across our under-19 boys and it cuts across our senior team. So like I said, the best organized sport in Nigeria. And you may also know that recently, Nigeria won a global award for the best social impact program of one of the 137 countries, ICC country in the world. Nigeria won that award. And if we're not doing something right, I don't think the owners of this game, which is ICC, will find us worthy to give us that award. And beyond that award, they've also given us a hosting right for an under-19 Division 2 qualifiers here in Nigeria, in Abuja. So you see that when it comes to organization and planning welfare, Nigeria Cricket Federation cannot be compared to any other federation as far as this game is concerned in the country.
Yes, interesting. Now let's focus on Miracle Imimole, who is the captain of the side. A lot of people perhaps outside cricket world might not know so much about her. Give us an hint of Miracle, who is the bowler. She is the captain of the side, Miracle Imimole. Give us an insight of who she is.
Okay, Miracle Imimole is one of the prodigies that have emerged from this game. She's one of those young players that have senior team experience as much as 3 to 4 caps or 5 caps for the country already before she even turned 18. She's from Edo State, and at the time, because of her exceptional talent, the Indian High Commission selected her to go to India in 2019 for a high performance 1-month camp in India. High performance. She was selected alongside another under-16 boy. And the training she got from India, immediately she came back to Nigeria. She broke into the senior national team. And since then, she has been a regular. So as far as the young team is concerned, this under-19, she's the most experienced. And like I said, she's a bowler, but she's also very decent with the bat. Another feature about her is that she bowls with the right hand and bats with the left hand. And those are features that you do not find in cricket easily. where one player is able to do both using left and right. And also, she commands a lot of respect from her teammates because of the level of discipline and professionalism that she brings in. So selecting her as captain was natural because it has always been in her, and she's one of the key figures in this team we're looking at to do Nigeria proud. Though it's a team game, but once in a while, individual brilliance will come, and we're looking at Miracle Imimole as one who is going to be able to pull this team together. And again, you'll be surprised with all this responsibility, the level of humility that she displays, especially in going about her business. So that's just a little background about
Yeah, I was still looking at the
Miracle.
coaching. Thank you for that. I was still looking at the coaching crew. Coach Onome, tell us a bit about the coaching crew. Two questions in one before we round up this segment. Tell us about the coach, Coach Onome, and the second question is, what's the possible outcome we can get at in Botswana?
Okay, Coach Onome is when the federation restructured sometime in April, that's the technical crew. Coach Onome was redeployed to the under-19 side. He was the head coach for the senior women's team that's for the last 2 years. So when this structure came for under-19, he was redeployed there so that he can take his experience to lead these girls into international setting. And he's been a coach in Nigeria for more than 13 years. And for more than 20 years, he was a grassroots coach until he upgraded after getting the necessary certification from the International Cricket Council. So if you look at what Nigeria Cricket Federation has done, it's strategic to get experience from the coaching crew, from the senior girls to handle the junior girls. And also, we're hoping and we're optimistic that because of this strategy we have put together, which is getting an experienced coach to handle these girls, we're positive that Nigeria can qualify from Botswana in this tournament.
Okay, so the possible outcome is the qualification, nothing more than the qualification.
That's what we're playing for. We're not going there to give just a decent account of ourselves. We want to qualify and let Nigeria, the whole world, know that beyond soccer, there are sports that are doing the country proud. And we want to send a message to the international community that Nigeria can no longer take a passing interest when it comes to cricket. We must be fully involved in the things we do, and where respect or what is due for Nigeria in terms of recognition, we get it as well.
Yes, thank you very much, the PRO of Nigerian Cricket Federation. That's Musa, a very humble man who has been steering the affairs of cricket for a very long time. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. I will try to give back to the sport what the sport gave to us growing up.
Thank you very much, Musa.